Hello again, all my comic collecting friends. It's Matt, Comic Order 410, here to do my very late response to the 4 creators tag. And my good buddy Tom Ryan tagged me, and Tom, I'm sorry it took me a little while to get this video up, but it would be pretty hard for me to narrow it down to 4 creators. So what I did, first off, I just narrowed it down to 4 artists. Not writers, but 4 artists that made a big impression on me early on when I first started reading comics and collecting comics. Most of you know, I'd have to say my favorite writer is Alan Moore. Just from, his Swamp Thing run is one of my favorites of all time. Watchmen, I love. Killing Joke is one of my favorite Batman stories. He wrote my 2 favorite Superman stories, Whatever Happened to the Man of Tomorrow and For the Man Who Has Everything. His Miracle Man series, I love. V for Vendetta, From Hell, League of Extraordinary Gentlemen. The list just goes on and on. So, to me, Alan Moore's just done so much work that is important. He's in a league of his own to me. But as far as the 4 creators, when I was very young, I was into the Super Friends cartoon, and when I was like 4 or 5, my mom got me 4 or 5 comic books at a yard sale, and this was one of them, Super Friends number 7. And already being a fan of the cartoon, I read this first, and Ramona Fradon drew this. This is the first appearance of the Wonder Twins in Gleek, and it was nice enough, or she was nice enough, rather, to sign this when I met her 2 years ago. Just the sweetest old girl. I mean, it was so nice meeting her, because when you hold someone in that high esteem and then they're that nice to their fans when you meet them, it makes me even more of a fan of theirs. So she was great, and I actually got her to do a really nice Aquaman sketch. Her pencil work is still amazing in her 80s. She's incredible, and I would honestly have to say Ramona Fradon is one of the most important, arguably the most important, definitely top 3 female artists and female creators in comic book history. And just a great person. But also love this cover she did, the Super Friends 28. She signed that for me as well. Just a great person. I hope she comes back. I know she's very old, but I hope she makes a trip back to Baltimore. Next up, George Perez made a huge impression on me. This is the first George Perez book that I ever bought. It wasn't this copy. Mine got ruined. I got this off my buddy Vin Crew not too long ago, but New Teen Titans 13 was the first George Perez cover I saw on Sales Rack, and I had to get it, and I was immediately a fan after I read this issue. Love that cover. And here's another great cover Perez did in his New Teen Titans run to number 24 with the Omega Men and Teen Titans. Just an incredible layout and an incredible cover. And speaking of incredible layouts, he also, he's done so much amazing, just important work for both companies. And Infinity Gauntlet's another one of my favorite miniseries. And George Perez's cover to this is just epic. So, and these guys also, Perez and this next creator, their work has just stood the test of time so well. And again, in the 80s, not many artists were doing the type of detail and line work that George Perez and Brian Bolland were. And this book made a huge impression on me as well when I saw it on the rack, Camelot 3000. There's beautiful detailed covers by Brian Bolland, and I was a fan right away. Here's his cover to number 5, Morgan Le Fay. Incredible stuff. And of course, with Alan Moore, he worked on one of the most important Batman stories ever, The Killing Joke, and just been a fan of his ever since. Him and Perez, the first time I laid eyes on their artwork, I was a fan. So, and I still am. Last but not least, I was a little bit older when these books started coming out, I was still young. I was in middle school. And Todd McFarlane, when he had done a run on Hulk already and made a little noise, but when he got to Amazing Spider-Man, he hit rock star status. I mean, those of you that remember this time, I don't think there's ever been an artist that was so mega popular. I mean, it was the closest thing to Beatlemania that I've seen in comics, the Todd McFarlane fan base. It was unreal. And they used it to, obviously launch the new Spider-Man series, which sold extremely well. But I had some of his Hulk work, but I really started taking notice of him on his Amazing Spider-Man run, and I started going back and finding all Todd McFarlane stuff I could. I bought his trading card set. I went a little over the top, but he made a huge impression on me. This is my copy of Amazing Spider-Man 300. Probably my favorite issue of his Amazing Spider-Man run. One of my favorite Todd McFarlane covers that he ever did here. Beautiful cover to Hulk 340. It's been homaged many times. And he also did 3 of the issues of Batman Year 2. And really love this cover. Great stuff. So those 4 artists, in no particular order, made a great impression on me, and I still really love their artwork to this day. And again, thanks to Tom Ryan for tagging me. This is so late, and it's been going on for a bit, so I'll just say anybody at this point who hasn't been tagged and wants to do a video and sees this, you feel more than welcome to. Thank you, everybody. Always appreciate you taking the time to stop by. Take care of yourselves, take care of each other, and enjoy your comic books.